Welcome again. Uh, so, is it visible? This case study, depression inventory.
Sir, you are visible, audible, and your files are also visible, sir.
हाँ, केस स्टडी दिख रही है मैडम ये?
Yes, sir. Back depression inventory, drink
Okay, okay. Thank you.
alcohol to
Thank
take
you.
on.
Thank
Ji,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir.
So, dear friends, now I am taking case study of Mann Whitney U tests. Is it clear? So, this is our case study, Mann Whitney U test. So, case study, the name of this case study, back depression inventory. Is it clear? So, a neurologist might collect data to investigate the depressant effect of certain recreational drugs. She tested 20 clubbers. In all, 10 were given an Acestes tablet to take on Saturday night, and 10 were allowed to drink only alcohol. Is it clear? So there are two variable, dependent and independent variable. So first of all, total number of participants 20. So we divide it into two, means one group 10 people from Acestes tablet, this particular group, and neurologist giving tablet to 10 people Acestes tablet, and 10 people she told that you drink alcohol only. So total we have 20 participants, and the score obtained through this particular inventory, back depression inventory. This particular type of depression inventory may contain 20 questions, 25 questions, 35. So on the basis of this particular set of questionnaire, we have taken depression score. Is it clear? So first total number of participants 20, and 10 people, we have divided 20 people into two groups. One group Acestes tablet, and another second group containing 10 people, they are taking alcohol only. Is it clear? Now, case is very clear. We want to check whether drug, there are two types of drug, one is tablet and second is alcohol. So we want to check whether tablet is working or alcohol to reduce the depression level of participants. Is it clear? So we want to check the impact of drug. Which drug is working? Acestes tablet or drink alcohol? So Saturday night case study, I am again repeating, Saturday night 10 people given to tablet, Acestes tablet, and Sunday morning score obtained from each participant. First participant score was 35, then second score 35, 16, same as for alcohol group. There are two group, one is mutually exclusive group. So there are two group, one Acestes tablet and drink alcohol. Now again the neurologist given tablet to all 10 people Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then check the depression level on Wednesday. So continuously 3 days, tablet given to the 10 participants and alcohol another 10 participants. Is it clear? This is our very simple case study. So here we are comparing, we want to compare two groups whether Acestes tablet is working or alcohol for decreasing the depression level. This is our simple case study. So this is case study. What will we do? First of all, we will check our assumptions. So I am taking the file of this particular case study. I am opening Men Whitney U test, BDI. This is our data. Is it clear? So we will make one question. One question will be nominal scale, that is nominal scale question, which is independent variable. There are two category, so we can check the question. 10 people from the ecstasy tablet and 10 people from alcohol. Is it clear? So we can see our data through variable view. First question, drug, types of drug we have created. देखिए ये स्क्रीन शो हो रहा है आप लोगों को? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Is it visible and audible also, na? Okay.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Thank you. Now, this is so we can check our question. There are two variable. One is that is independent variable. There are two group, coding one for ecstasy tablet, coding two for alcohol group. So, and another variable that is, this is in scale. Scale means score in nominal or sorry, ordinal. Yeah, this particular question nominal scale, and second and third question ratio scale, means data is continuous. Now this is our case study. So you can, first of all, you have to fill question in this manner. Now what will we do? The first, because this is our continuous data ratio scale, so directly we cannot use Men Whitney U test, because condition of Men Whitney U test, that is ordinal data. Data should be ordinal, but this data is continuous data. So first of all, we want to check the normality and homogeneity of the data. So how to check normality or homogeneity? We will go analyze. So I am checking normality and homogeneity of the data. First step is checking the assumptions. Now analyze descriptive statistics and then explore. Is it clear? For checking the normality, analyze descriptive statistics and explore. This is the route. Now types of drug, it is categorical variable, nominal scale question. So we will put or transfer into this particular factor list box. Is it clear? Now I am taking both the variables, dependent list and Wednesday also. These are continuous variables. So in the first step, we will check normality and homogeneity. Now come plots. So for normality, we will take this normality plot with test. We don't need stamp. So we will check normality only KS test and homogeneity for live-in test. There are two things, normality for KS test and homogeneity for live-in test. Live-in test के लिए, normality के लिए KS test and homogeneity के लिए live-in test. So then we will continue and okay. This is our result. Is it clear? Now in this is our output BDI Sunday. The 10 people from the ecstasy group and 10 people from alcohol. There is no missing data. Is it clear? So I come to the descriptive statistics. In a descriptive statistics, we can see central tendency means mean, median, mode, and same as alcohol group. So I want to check normality through KS test. This is our KS test. On the basis of this table, we will tell normality of our data, this table. So there are some column, one is statistics, second degree of freedom, and third column here significance, means it is p value, KS test p value, and this particular p value decide whether this whether our data normally distributed or not. So in this case, Ekastasy group, 10 people, means 10 people means these 10 peoples, Ekastasy, these 10 people, ये जो 10 peoples, all the 10 people's data not normally distributed. Again I am repeating, these 10 people's group, जो 10 people's, these are the 10 people's Ekastasy tablet, 10 people, this data in, so normality, because p value less than 0.03, so you can write for normality and homogeneity p value should be greater than 0.05. You can write anywhere, keep for checking the assumptions, normality and homogeneity p value should be greater than 0.05. Now second, for alcohol group, the p value is 20%, means greater than 5%. Again it is normal, this data normal, because p value greater than 0.05. Now third case, Wednesday, Ekastasy tablet, significance value 0.126, again it is 12.6%, means greater than 5%. It means our data normally distributed. But for alcohol group, again it is not normally distributed. It means this data is not normally distributed. Okay, so मैं फिर से repeat कर रहा हूँ again. So one question आया कि फिर again repeat. So you can see, analyze, descriptive statistics, and explore. Is it clear? Now I transfer categorical value variable into the factor list, and another two variable into the dependent list, and then plots and tick normality plots, and for Levin test untransformed, and continue and okay. Is it clear? Now through output we can see our data, because all the four categories, Ekastasy, alcohol, and another day Ekastasy, alcohol, all data should be normal. It means if it is not normal, then we cannot use parametric test, because it is violating the rule. Assumptions को violate कर रहा है, because it is not normal. It is not normal. All the p value should be greater than 0.05. So here our data not normal. And then now we will check homogeneity of the data, whether our data homogeneous or not. Here the p value, because we will read based on mean. So here p value greater than 0.072, which is greater than 0.05. It means this data is homogeneous. And another day, Wednesday, again our data is homogeneous. It means our data not normal but homogeneous. But assumptions of parametric test is we want normal and homogeneous. If data normal but not homogeneous, if data homogeneous but not normal, we cannot apply parametric test. This is the condition of parametric test. We need both the variables, normal, both the assumptions, means data should be normally distributed as well as homogeneous. If one is normal and another not, another data not normal like this, so we cannot use parametric test. Now the first condition is this, कि we cannot use parametric test because our data not normal and not homogeneous. The data is homogeneous but not normal, so it violates the assumptions. ठीक? Now we will apply Mann-Whitney U test. So analyze, so you can see analyze, and then here you can see non-parametric test. Is it clear? Non-parametric test, and here we will select two independent samples. So this is the route: analyze, non-parametric test, legacy dialogues, and two independent samples. You can see this. Now, what will we do? By default, we will get Mann-Whitney U test. Types of drug we will transfer into grouping variable or drag and drop. We can do drag and drop, and then define groups, because we coded one for ecstasy tablet and two for alcohol group. So group define. So here group 1 for ecstasy tablet, 2 for continue. So you can code here, instead of 1 and 2 you can put 0 and 1. Result will be same. So here code 1 for ecstasy tablet and 2 for alcohol group, and then continue, and then we will transfer both the variables, or we can take one by one also. So I'm taking one by one. So there are two variables, one independent variable and this one is dependent variable. And now options, descriptive statistics, you can tick if you want, and then continue, and after continue, okay. This is our result. That is our result. Now the descriptive statistics, although there is no need of this descriptive statistics, but you can understand data through this descriptive statistics. So mean score of Sunday, because 18 and types of drug 20, so basically there is no use of this particular descriptive statistics here. Now I will explain Mann-Whitney U test. 10 people, the mean rank of 10 people 11.95 and sum of rank 119.5, and for alcohol group 90.5, and the, so here we will compare mean rank. Is it clear? So here we are comparing the rank, not mean. Here we are comparing the rank, whether this rank, this particular ranks different from each other or not. So we, because 11.95 and 9.05. So what is the result? P value that is asymptotically significant, P value 0.269. For significant, for checking the significant difference, we want P value should be less than 0.05, means less than 5%. But here we can see it is 26.9%, means greater than 5%. It means there is no significant difference. Means Saturday night we are giving two types of drug, one ecstasy tablet and second alcohol. Next morning we check depression score, so which is not significantly different, means all both the patients, either they belong to ecstasy tablet group or alcohol group. there is no difference in level of significance, depression level. Is it clear? Now question is ki how did we get sum of rank? So now I'll explain ki because SPSS it will convert automatically. We do not change the ranks. We will not convert our continuous data into rank. SPSS automatically convert ratio or interval data into ordinal. Is it clear? Now question is how did we get the ranks? Now this is this there are, so I am talking about this data, Sunday data. Now our data. Now we can see our data. This is our data. So first of all, we will, for understanding purpose, we will convert it into ascending order. Means less number 30. 13 will get rank 1 and after 13 देखिए ये जो डेटा है इसको हमने ascending order में लगाया. It is ascending order, so I can take it ascending order. So you data sort cases and then Sunday data I am ascending and then okay. So my data, now you can see this data. So this is our ascending order data. We will give rank of this particular 13 score. This person, the rank 1, rank 1, rank 2, 2.5, jo bhi, whatever the criteria. So how did we assign the rank? These are our ascending order data. So first of all, we will convert our data into this form. Now, so we have to understand this. How did we convert our continuous data into ordinal data? So ascending order means 13, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16 and last is 35. So you can see the 13, 13 and last 35. So there are two groups. There are two groups you can check. One group means drug, this ecstasy. This score obtained by group ecstasy tablet. We are giving ecstasy tablet. 10 people come ecstasy tablet. Then second, this is alcohol. So what will we do? The rank 1 means 13, 1. Rank 2, 13. Then we will take mean rank 1.5. Total rank 3, 1 plus 2. So we divide it into 2, 1.5 and 1.5. One person from alcohol and another from ecstasy tablet. So we have given here 1.5, 1.5 each. So 1.1 person from ecstasy tablet group and 1 person from alcohol group. So the rank, now you can see the rank 1.5. We have given rank 1.5 to this particular group, alcohol group, and another 1.5 to ecstasy tablet. Then 3, A means alcohol, E means ecstasy tablet. Is it clear? Now what will we do? We will sum of the rank, means sum of ranks of alcohol A. A means alcohol 90. Means 1.5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 8.5 plus 8.5 plus 13 plus 13 plus 15. This. Is it clear? Now we will get sum of ranks of alcohol group. And another group, sum of ranks of ecstasy tablet, that is 119.9. Ecstasy means 1.5 plus 5 plus 8.5, 8.5, 11 plus 11. We will sum all 10 observation from ecstasy tablet group. So we will get 119 point this. Now our objective here, whether this mean is significantly mean rank significantly different or not. Same, you can here. This is the mean rank. We divide this sum of rank divided by 10 because 10 people. So mean rank is 11.95 and divided by 90 by 10. and mean is 9.05. So we want to check whether this particular mean rank, the two groups हैं, one ecstasy and one alcohol, is it significantly different or not. So here we can see there is, and p value tell us whether this particular, because we cannot decide whether this is significant difference or not. P value decides whether this this difference is significant or not. So p value tell us there is no significant difference. There is difference, but it is not significant. I already told you, when we compare any mean or any rank, mean value or mean rank, we always get different values, but whether this particular difference significant or not, it will decided by the this p value. So we can now how to report. This is our result. Now we can check the effect size. For Sunday, the effect size is lower because p value less than, we can write the effect size. Z value we have already find out through the we already calculated Z value, that is minus 1.105. So minus 1.105, it is more or less same, and divided by under root. So p जो r value, it should between -1 and +1. So p value near to 0.0, so it is less, effect size is less. And in this case Wednesday, we can see continuously we give treatment to the two groups, then effect size is more in comparison to previous. Now how to report our result? That's it, our output. Now how to report? So we should report only these things. One, depression levels in ecstasy tablet, user median 17.50, did not differ significantly from alcohol user, because here median value 16. Day after the drug were taken, and u value is this, and z value -1 point, and not significant because p value greater than 0.05, and effect is this. So we will interpret only these 4 lines, only 4 lines. So we should report depression level in ecstasy tablet user, and bracket में देखिए उसमें in case of parametric test we take mean value, but here we are taking median value for non-parametric test. So this is all about Sunday score. Now we will take another, that is Wednesday score. We will apply after 3 days. Is it clear? Now analyze. Again we are using Mann-Whitney U test, non-parametric test, legacy dialog, and 2 independent sample. 2 independent means it is equivalent to independent t-test. It is clear from this name. Means we are using Mann-Whitney U test. Now I will change it, replace by Wednesday score, and then OK. So here our result, we do not need of this. Now the mean rank of Wednesday after 3 days, the mean rank of ecstasy tablet group 15 and alcohol group mean rank is 5.90. Again they are different. Whether this difference is significant or not, who will tell us? This p value asymptotically significant. It means it should be less than 0.05, and here we can see p value less than 0.05 means 0%. It means this difference is significant, or we can say ecstasy tablet working less. We can see less impact of ecstasy tablet after 3 days in comparison to alcohol. This is the hypothetical case study. So here we can say our interpretation, how will we interpret this result? This way. However, by Wednesday, ecstasy users were significantly more depressed than alcohol users. So there would be two interpretation, one for Sunday data and another for Wednesday data. So we can uh, interpret our result in this manner. So next is another case study. So same case study, I am taking same case study for Wilcox-Conrad sign test. Is it clear? Now the another case study I am taking. So here ecstasy tablet. First of all, I am taking ecstasy tablet. The case study of this. Same case study I'm using here. So now I divided this into two groups, one for ecstasy tablet people and another for drink alcohol. So I am applying Wilcox-Conrad sign test for ecstasy group. Why? Because here we want to check impact uh, before Wednesday means Sunday. This is the score of Sunday 15:35 this, and observations Wednesday observation 28:35. It means this case study, neurologist giving ecstasy tablet all 10 participants into 4 days, means Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So here we have two observation, means here independent variable is time. Time is means 3 day independent. And one thing you should keep in mind, we do not check homogeneity for paired and will pair test and repeated measures test, because here we don't have two groups. Is it clear? But we check normality and homogeneity for independent t-test and as well as analysis of variance. But in case of normality and probability for pair t-test and repeated measures, we do not check. We check only normality. तो सेम एज देखिए इसमें देख सकते हैं, वी कैन सी हियर. सो ecstasy tablet and another second group, that is drink alcohol. Is it clear? So we want to check the impact if we are giving tablet continuously, whether it will decrease depression level or not. Now whether if we are giving alcohol, whether it will decrease depression level or not after 3 days. So I will use this case study. First of all, I will perform for this ecstasy tablet group, and then I will check it for drink alcohol group. So I am taking first ecstasy tablet group. The depression score participants on Sunday was 35, and after 3 days depression score increased, means now it is 15, it increased up to 28. It is, there is no change. And then again depression level less in Sunday but more in Wednesday. Now again it is increasing. So everywhere we can see the depression level increasing. Is it clear or not? So we want to check the, so in this case we should check difference of this. For normality purpose we will not, you have to keep in mind that while checking the normality of pair t-test, we will not check normality of the two variables, but we will create new variable, means difference and difference. We will get another column, and then we check normality. We will check the normality. Is it clear? So first of all, we will take the difference of this two observation and then check the normality. We will not check normality directly these data. Okay. Now, so analyze first of all, because we know that data not normal and homogeneous. So what will we do? So directly I am comparing two related samples. Here two related sample. Again you can see analyze, non-parametric test, and two related questions, two related samples. Two related sample means paired sample t-test. Now it is very easy. Both you select both the variables and transfer. Then options by default will, coxcon, and options में हमें कुछ नहीं करना. Statistic we don't need descriptive and quartile. Continue and then okay. अभी देखिए ओके करके आ गया. Mean rank. Here mean rank, negative ranks and positive rank. Negative rank 0, positive rank 8, ties 2, and mean rank and sum rank. So in this case, p value 0.012. 0.012 means we want to check significant difference, whether this particular treatment working or not. Yes, this treatment is working but not effective because depression level increasing. Is it clear? So this particular tablet not working. Now you can say how did we get these values? Mean rank and sum of ranks. So now you can see this particular slide. These are our data. Earlier I discussed you. There are two things. One is mean rank. देखिए, you can check negative rank 0 and positive rank 8. So I'll explain first negative rank 0. So how will we get this 0? This one. So this is our data for Sunday and this for Wednesday. Acastasy tablet. So first of all, what will we do? We will take difference 28 minus this. These are our differences. Now we will exclude 0 cases. We excluded 0 number and then we will assign rank. 6 means lowest value, the rank is 1. Then next lowest value, that is after 16, 13. There are two value, 13, 13. Okay, so we have divided 2.5, 2.5. So this is the criteria of ranking the data. And then positive rank, because all the differences are positive. So positive rank 2.5 plus 6 plus this. So what is the score? 36. And what is the negative? There is no negative value because all the values greater than the previous Sunday value. So we have all positive difference. So same as here, we have positive rank but not negative value. This is our negative 0 value and positive. So you can check it. So 0, that is 0. 0 is negative rank and positive rank 8. How did we get the positive rank? We can see here. So positive. Now for alcohol group, now I am taking only for alcohol group, that is positive is 8 and negative means 47, because difference is this. So if lowest value, here lowest value is minus 2. So lowest does not means minus 11, because we are taking a magnitude of this. We are not for assigning the ranking, we are not considering the sign. So lowest value is 2, that is rank 1. Next next highest value, that is 6, that is 7, second rank. So we will take positive value, positive rank 8, and all values are negative. So how did we get these value? From this 8 positive rank, 8 positive. देखिए, this is our positive value and this is negative, and this is our output, because p value is 0.012. Now how to interpret or how to report this particular result? You can see This is our calculating the effect size, reporting this result. Now for ecstasy users, so I am taking both the this for Sunday. Where sorry, ये ecstasy users के लिए, one is ecstasy user and second is for alcohol group. Ecstasy users, ecstasy user depression level are significantly higher on Wednesday than to Sunday, because ecstasy tablet user depression level increased. Earlier in Sunday score was less and depression level score increased on Wednesday. So we will report our result in this way. The Wednesday median score was 33.45 and Sunday the median score was 17.5. So p value again, because p value is less than 0.05, that is 0.012 our p value. So we can say that depression level of ecstasy tablet users were significantly higher than on Wednesday in comparison to Sunday. Same as, अब ये देखिए, now it is, so this particular variable asymptotically significant value, that is p value, which is less than 0.05, it means कि well significant, this is significant. And now we are taking another case, alcohol group, whether it is significant or not. Now we can see here the depression level 16, but after 3 days it decrease, it increase. But most of the cases we can see depression level decreasing those who are taking alcohol. Again, it is, I'm saying, hypothetical study. Now analyze and non-parametric test and two related samples. Now I will transfer both the variables. By default you can see Wilcox-Conn rank sign test, nothing to do, only just okay, and we will get the result. So here negative rank, that is 9, and mean rank, that is 5.2 and 8, whether it is significantly different or not. Who will decide this particular p value? And p value which is less than 0.05, it means this difference is significant. Is it clear? So we will report this particular result this way. Sorry, we will second. Now we will report our result. However, for alcohol users the opposite was true. Depression level were significantly lower on Wednesday than on Sunday. So we have to report only median value, t value, p value, and r value. R means effect size. How will we calculate the effect size? I told you earlier, this way. So we can get this value through this particular formula. In first case 0.57, you can report it. It is desirable, but sometimes people report effect size also, so you can calculate this way. Is it clear? So how will we report? So we have used two case study, one for alcohol users and another for ecstasy users. So both the results we will report this manner. For ecstasy user, depression levels were significantly higher on Wednesday than on Sunday. Is it clear? For alcohol user, we will report this way. बहुत ज़्यादा कहानी लिखने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. To the point, we have to report our result. अब मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी देख लेता हूँ, इसके बाद 2 टेस्ट और हैं मेरे पास. कुछ क्वेश्चंस में देखता हूँ कोई नई क्वेरी अगर है. ऑल्दो आई विल टेक लास्ट 15 मिनट्स में क्वेरी लेंगे. Can you repeat how to get explore plot once? Please repeat syntax. Is there any required minimum sample size for? ठीक. Okay. So question is कि I am taking the values. Question in median value. Question in median value कैसे आया? How will we get the median values? So through descriptive statistics. For example, here we are using two related samples, descriptive statistics and quartile. So we can take median value this way also, like here median value 16 and median value for 17.5. So median value, because we are using median value 33 point for Wednesday. देखिए, so here we are taking median value 7.5 for Wednesday and median value 16 for Sunday. Sunday के लिए median value. So how will we get the median value? So you can you can take it. So I'm again repeating. How will we get the median value? So analyze, then non-parametric test, and two related sample. Two related sample, we have transferred both the variable into the test pairs, and then options, we will tick both descriptive and quartile. So this quartile will give us median value, first quartile value, second quartile, and then continue or okay. Is it clear? So we got median value through this particular descriptive statistics table, and we will report these median value also in our results. So here I also reported the median value. Okay. Now third case study relating to Kruskal-Wallis test. So we use Kruskal-Wallis test when we don't when we have more than 2 categories. Kruskal-Wallis test. This is our case study. You can just go through this particular case study. Case study, the name of this case study, coffee. Scientists have discovered that caffeine consumption linked to higher heart rate. The question is whether consumption of coffee increase heart rate or not. So for this purpose, researcher took 40 participants. Randomly, he selected 40 participants and then divided into 2 categories. Divided into 2 categories means 10 category each. First group was control group. It means in a control group, we do not give any manipulation. We don't give any manipulation. We don't, because control group means इसमें कोई हम लोग we don't use experiment. हम उसमें कोई experiment use नहीं करते. Then there are another group, no coffee. 10 people we are giving no 1 cup coffee, second group 2 cup coffee, and final group we are giving 4 cup coffee per day. So there are basically 4 groups. So we can see our data. I'm opening the file of this particular test. So non-parametric Kruskal Wallis test, coffee consumption. So this is our data. Data means there are 4 groups, 10 people. These people belong to control group. No coffee. We are not giving coffee, and we measured heart rate score of 10 people. First people heart rate score was 62, 81. These are the score. This particular 10 people from control group. Now another 10 people, we are giving 1 cup coffee. We are giving here 1 cup coffee. 1 cup coffee. 1 cup coffee here, and we measure heart rate score. Then here we are giving 2 cup coffee per day for another 10 people, and we measured their heart rate score. And last group, which is here, we are giving 4 cup coffee per day. So we want to check whether coffee consumption increase heart rate score or not. If yes, so does 1 cup coffee increase heart rate score, or 2 cup coffee, or 4 cup coffee? We do not know. So we will check. So first of all, what will we do? We can check normality and homogeneity of our data. If we analyze descriptive statistics, तो इसमें वैसे ही कर सकते हैं. We can heart rate score and then coffee consumption plots. Data may be normal or not normal. Data is normal but not homogeneous. I'm again repeating this process. So we will check, because it is independent, it is equivalent to independent test. All observations in the form of ratio scale. So we will check assumptions of parametric test ANOVA. Assumptions of ANOVA means data should be normally distributed and as well as homogeneous. So analyze descriptive statistics and explore. For checking normality and homogeneity, this would be our route. Explore, and then we will transfer heart rate score into the dependent list and coffee consumption into factor list, and we will tick plot. Only we will see normality and homogeneity. We don't need a graph, stem and leaf. If you need histogram, then you can tick it. I need only KS value of KS test and as well as live-in test. So I tick normality plots with test and untransformed, and then continue, and then finally okay. These are our results. So no cup coffee. There are 4 groups, 10 people. We are not giving coffee. Another 10 people, we are giving 1 cup coffee per day, and the data is normally distributed because p value greater than 0.05. Data is normal. Data is normal. Data again normal. So our data is normal. Now we will check homogeneity. How will we check? From this table, type test of homogeneity of variance. So high heart rate score, that is 0.001, which is less than 0.05. It means our data normal but not homogeneous. We need more than 0.05 value of this significance value. should be greater than 0.05, but here we are getting less than 0.05. It means our data normal but not homogeneous. So that is why we will use non-parametric test, which is equivalent to analysis of variance, because we need both the variable, both the assumptions should be normal, assumption normal and homogeneous. Our data should be normal and homogeneous. Now it violates the assumption, so we will not use analysis of variance. So what will we do? We will use equivalent to non, we will use no equivalent to non पैरामेट्रिक टेस्ट के इक्विवेलेंट हम यूज करेंगे. देखिए, so now I am applying non parametric test. Analyze non parametric test and then k independent sample. Is it clear? For Kruskal-Wallis test, we will take k independent sample, k independent, because we have more than two groups. There are three groups. Is it clear? So k independent samples, coffee consumption, grouping variables, heart rate score. Here okay. देखिए, so first heart rate score, and then options, descriptive and quartile we have tick, and continue by default Kruskal-Wallis. So we will define group. There are four group, 1, 2, 3. So we will define our variable 1 and 4. Is it clear? Continue, and then okay. Descriptive statistics. These are the median values from the descriptive statistics. So if we want median value in Mann-Whitney test, Wilcox-Con ring sign test, Kruskal-Wallis, or Friedman-Anova, we just take descriptive statistics. Then we will get the median value, and we can report these median value. Is it clear? For example, if we are using Wilcox-Con rank sign test, then we can tick descriptive statistics. How will we tick the descriptive statistics? This way. Now analyze. If we want to take median value, for example, I'm taking case of independent. So we just tick descriptive and quartile. If we want to take median value for Wilcox-Con rank sign t test, we go to two related samples and then options, and then we will tick descriptive and quartile. Okay, if we want to take median value for Mann-Whitney test, we will go non-metric and then two independent sample, options. We go to options and then we will take descriptive and quartile. Is it clear? So it is very easy to get the median value for all the four tests. We just take descriptive and quartile. Then we will get the median value. Okay. Now, question is, I am interpreting this result. So I'm taking the case study. So result, I am interpreting the result of this particular test. I am repeating again this particular case study, coffee consumption. So we want to check whether the in a for group whether significant difference exists or not. So what did we do? We analyze before applying this particular Kruskal-Wallis test. We check the normality and homogeneity of the data. Now K independent t test, we will transfer both the variable heart rate score into the the test variable and grouping variable. So when we transfer grouping coffee into this particular grouping variable, we define the level. For example, in our case we have 4 levels, so we will take 1 and 4. If we have 3 level, then we will uh, write 1 and 3. If we have 5 level, we will write 1 and 5. Is it clear? Minimum and maximum. And then we will okay, we will take okay. Already we have done this. So heart rate score for 14 people, uh, median score you can see. Now we will interpret this Kruskal-Wallis. The mean rank of this 10 people, that is 16.35. 1 cup of those who are taking 1 cup coffee per day, the mean score is 19, mean rank is 19.50, 65 and 14.65. These are the mean score, mean rank of these 4 groups. Now our question is whether these groups are significantly different or not. So here we will check through p value, and p value is 0.006. It means कि coffee consumption increases heart rate score, but in this case we cannot say whether 1 cup coffee consumption increasing heart rate score, 2 cup coffee or 4 cup coffee, we cannot say. And we do not have any facility of post hoc analysis test in a non-parametric test. Now what will we do? We will compare 3 groups. Means we will check, we will apply 3 times Mann-Whitney U test for checking the significant impact of whether 1 cup coffee consumption increasing heart rate score, 2 cup coffee increasing heart rate score, or 4 cup coffee increasing heart rate score. For this particular output of Kruskal-Wallis test, we cannot say which particular group increasing heart rate score. So what will we do here? Because we do not have post hoc analysis facility for non-parametric test, so we will make 3 group. Means 3 group, we will create 3 group. And how will we create these 3 groups? Now, so here we will, first of all we will compare no cup coffee with 1 cup coffee, then no cup coffee, 2 cup coffee, no cup coffee, 4 cup coffee. So there will be 3 pairs, and we will apply 3 times Mann-Whitney U test for checking the significant impact on heart rate score. Is it clear? So how will we check? These are our data now. So we will make 3 pairs. First of all, non-parametric dialog, 2 independent samples. 2 independent sample means coffee consumption we will transfer into this grouping variable, heart rate score into the test variable. Now coffee defined group. Defined group means group 1, that is 1. We are comparing one group with another second group. Second means 1 cup coffee. So early, 1 and 2, and then continue, and then Mann-Whitney U test. So we want to compare no cup coffee with 1 cup coffee, so we can get results and we can identify whether 1 cup coffee consumption increasing heart rate score or not. This p value tell us. Now output, this is our mean rank 9.41, 4 and 11 point this. So what is the p value? Here p value is 0.404, means 40%. It is greater than 5%. It means 1 cup coffee per day not increasing heart rate score. Is it Now second, we will compare, analyze non-parametric test, legacy, two independent sample, one group with another 3. Here no cup coffee with 2 cup coffee per day. Here we are comparing group 1 with group 3 and continue and then okay. So here result is, this is 10.25 mean rank and 10.75, not significant. Here we can check whether it is significant or not. The p value is 0.850, which is greater than 5%, almost 85%. It means there is no significant difference between the two variables. Now I will take another group. I will compare first group with 4 non-parametric, and then this two independent sample. Here one with 4, then continue and then okay. Again we will check, there is a difference. Now p value which is less than 0.05, it means coffee consumption increases heart rate score, but not 1 cup coffee or 2 cup coffee. If you drink more coffee, you consume 4 cup coffee or more than 4 cup coffee per day, then heart rate score may increase. So this is all about the Kruskal-Wallis test. Now I am taking the next. Now how to report this result? Now question is how to report our result. So we will report normality and homogeneity of our data. So in this case data normal because p value greater than 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%. अगर ये देखिए नॉर्मल है, यहाँ पे लिखा है नॉट नॉर्मल, आई थिंक ये कुछ गलती से लिखा होगा. देन इसके बाद देखिए कॉफी कंजम्पशन सिग्निफिकेंट, नॉट सिग्निफिकेंट बिकॉज पी वैल्यू जो है हमारा वो लेस देन. इसके बाद नाउ फ्रीडमैन एनोवा. नेक्स्ट फ्रीडमैन एनोवा वी यूज it is used for testing differences between conditions where there are more than two conditions. The same participants have been used in all conditions. It means we are measuring same participants repeatedly more than 2 times. It means baseline, we are taking observations baseline, and then after 1 week, after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, after 4 weeks, repeatedly we are measuring same participants more than 2 times. In this case we will use Friedman ANOVA. This is the formula of ANOVA. Now case study diet. Now I am taking the case study of this. What is the case study? Friedman ANOVA diet. This case study of this particular diet, this is our case study. Now case study to test the efficacy of my wonderful new diet, the researcher took 10 women who considered themselves to be in need of losing weight and put them on this diet for 2 months. Their weight was measured in kilogram at the start of the diet and then after 1 month and 2 months. Now, so we have 10 participants. Baseline we measured जो dietitian है, dietitian measuring weight base level. 10 women participated in this case study. The weight of first woman is 63.75. Then after 1 month for dieting, weight increased 65.38, and after 2 months 81.34. Second participant weight is 60.98, and after 1 month it increased 66 point and then 69. It means it is increasing. Although all participants joined this program for losing their weight, but here we are looking here, weight is increasing. Another weight is increasing. This one, it is fourth participant weight decreasing after 1 month and after second month. Same as some participants, maximum participants weight increasing. Now we want to check whether this particular treatment is working or not. Is it clear? So the case study of this one, non-parametric, Friedman ANOVA, and then diet. These are the results. Baseline weight of 10 participants after 1 month, weight increased, and after 3 months. Now we will use Friedman ANOVA. So Friedman ANOVA K related samples means more than 2 samples. It is very easy. We will select all 3 variables and then transfer. By default, Friedman you can see here, and statistics, descriptive statistics, quartile, then continue, and then OK. So I will interpret this particular. First of all, I will see the test statistics. So test statistics, p value that is 0.905. It means it is greater than 5.05. It means this particular treatment not working for losing the weight of 10 women, because p value, and through data we can also see the weight, maximum participants weight increasing. देखिए weight increasing 62, 66, 68. So the treatment is not effective because p value here, p value less or greater than 0.05. So we can say, so this particular treatment not working. Is it clear? So there is no need of post hoc analysis. But in case if we see the impact, then we should use post hoc analysis for using Wilcoxon rank sign test. So post hoc analysis for Kruskal-Wallis test, we use Mann-Whitney U test. For Friedman ANOVA, we use Wilcoxon rank sign test. Last case study, that is for categorical data. So I am discussing here chi-square test. So chi-square test basically used for categorical data. So I am taking one case study of this, and then I will complete my lecture. On you can ask question after this lecture once I finish all 4 tests. Last is this chi-square test. Chi-square test. So in a chi-square test, both the variables, either dependent or independent, both the variable, dependent and independent variables, should be categorical, means nominal scale. So in a dancing cat, case study name, dancing cats and dogs. So question is, can animals be trained to line dance with different rewards? So here 200 cats, they participated in this experiment. Trainer trained them, and trainer giving reward them, reward as a food or affection. And trainer saying all 200 cats, you just dance, I will give you reward. So some cats he served food, he given food to some cats and said you dance. Now cat has two options, either dance and do not dance. So when cats are receiving food as a reward and another group receiving affection as a reward. So there are two categories, food versus affection, and two categories for dance, animal dance or do not dance. So our data, I'm opening file, chi-square test. This is the table of chi-square test. So some cats rewards food as a reward. Those who are receiving food as a reward are dancing. You can see 200 cats data, 200 cats. But some cats, they are getting food as a reward but not dancing. Affection as a reward, they are dancing. Affection as a reward but they are not dancing. So we want to check whether for animal food, which one is more important for animals, food or affection? Is it clear? So we will perform chi-square test and then descriptive cross tabs. So analyze descriptive statistics, cross tabs, and then cross tabs. So you can put variable row or column anywhere. There is no hard and fast rule. So you can tick here, you can transfer this. Now exact, there is no need. Statistics, yes, we need chi-square test value and no need another variables. Cells, we need expected and row percentage, and then continue, and then format, ascending, descending, anything, and then okay. This is our result. So first of all, we will check the result. P value 25, chi-square value is 25.356. Is it clear? And the p value 0% means the reward is working. Which one? So we will check. So food as a reward, we have given food as a reward to 38 cats. Out of 200 cats, we have given 38 cats reward, food as a reward. 28 cats dance and 10 cats did not dance. Means 73.7% cats dance, those who received food, and 26.3% cats did not dance. Now we look at affection as a reward. Trainer uh, give affection to 162 cats out of 200. Then 48 cats dance and 114 means 74%, 70.4% cats did not dance. It means कि food as a reward is working for animal. Our interpretation would be this. Now, I have taken all case studies from Andy Field book. So my all case study, the sources of all PPT and slides, I have taken all these things from the Discovering Statistics Using SPSS by Andy Field. And if you want soft copy, agar if you want soft copy of any book, I have many books relating to SPSS. if you want to get, then I can share you. So you just WhatsApp me. I have given you my WhatsApp, and I have only one number. This is WhatsApp, and as well as you can call me anytime if you want. Not only for these parametric and non-parametric, you can contact me for structural equation modeling, cluster analysis, factor analysis, and another multivariate techniques. You can contact me for learning smart PLS software, R software, process macro software, SPSS. So I give free advice to my or research scholars, and you can contact me anytime. And my email ID you can note down. If you want any book, then I can give you some books. I have many books relating to structural equation modeling, process macro, mediation, moderation, and some basic fundamental of statistics books. So I can help you on तो ये मेरा आज का लेक्चर है. नाउ आई विल टेक सम क्वेश्चंस. कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं मेरे पास आपके. सो कैन वी कंडक्ट 3 वेरिएबल्स? यस, we can conduct a chi-square test for 3 variables. And how many normally test different in pair t-test? Pair t-test, question of pair t-test में, so first of all we will conduct only one normality test for pair t-test. In a pair t-test, we have 2 pair before and after treatment. Is it clear? So here what will we do for checking the normality? First of all, we will take a difference of the before and after. Whether difference is positive or negative doesn't matter. So for this particular difference data, we will check the normality of the data. We will not check individually a normality for before and after data. Now, now question is, when we are going to Bonferroni दिया है. Sir, please uses a Bonferroni correction while using Mann-Whitney. Actually, Bonferroni test we use for parametric data. So there are 18 tests for conducting the post-hoc analysis. You can check whether this particular group significantly different, yes or not. But in case of Mann-Whitney test, we do not know, we don't need for post-hoc analysis test, because Mann-Whitney test comparing only 2 groups. We need post-hoc analysis test when we have more than 2 groups. So in case of Mann-Whitney test, we don't need to check or test the Bonferroni or other post-hoc analysis test. And questions? So you can you have asked lots of questions, but you can ask me individually. I told you that I have given you my email ID and mobile, so you can contact me through my mobile number. You can note down my mobile number and email ID. So discuss आप कर सकते हैं आगे भी.
Sir, we always share these videos and also your contact details with the concerned participants. We'll just share some of the question here, one if you want, sir, and after that we can share your mobile number and the details so that the questions can be asked even from you by mail.
Yes.
सर एक क्वेश्चन विल्कॉक्सन टेस्ट पे आ रहा है हमारे पास. वो आ रहा है that the median value, how will the median value come in Wilcoxon test? Okay. And how negative and positive ranks can be taken in a table?
Okay, first of all, I am taking the test of Kruskal-Wallis. You said na Kruskal-Wallis test, madam?
No, sir, Wilcoxon.
अच्छा सॉरी, विल्कॉक्सन टेस्ट, ओके ओके।
जी सर।
तो Wilcoxon, Wilcoxon, this one. Okay. So Wilcoxon, I am taking ecstasy tablet. So this is our Wilcoxon test data. Okay. So I will analyze for getting the median value, analyze, then non-parametric test, legacy dialog, and two related sample. Two related sample means Wilcoxon rank sign test. Is it clear? Now I will tick options. There are two options, descriptive and as well as quartile, and then continue, and I will transfer both the variable Sunday and Wednesday this way. Is it clear? Now Wilcoxon, I am again repeating option, you just tick descriptive and quartile and continue and then okay. So we will get the median value. These are our median values 17.50 and 33.50. Yes, madam. Next question.
The next question is that when do we specifically use chi-square test, sir?
Okay, okay. Specifically, when we have categorical data, means there are two types of variables like dependent and independent variables. Is it clear? Both the variables should be categorical, like male and female, liked and disliked. If you want to check whether male participants like coffee or female, so there are two categories, one for gender and another for coffee consumption. Means we have divided our data male or female, which is mutually exclusive nominal data, and another liked or disliked means yes or no. So in this case we can use chi-square test. Chi-square test basically we use when we have categorical data. Categorical data, not only two categories may be three. If we have three categories, low, medium, high, and another group low, medium, high, इस तरीके से ग्रुप है, या लोअर इनकम, हायर इनकम, मिडिल इनकम, एंड देन अनदर वेरिएबल फोर कैटेगरी में भी हो सकती है. तो कंज्यूमशन पैटर्न ऑफ फॉर इन ऑल थ्री ग्रुप्स, कंज्यूमशन पैटर्न क्या है इनका, तो उसको हम डिवाइड कर सकते हैं इसमें कि जो हमारा डेटा है वी कैन डिवाइड more than two categories our data. So chi-square test can be used only for categorical data, and we should use for categorical data this technique. Yes.
Sir, one question is that from Ram Swami. The question is that how to conduct normality test for the difference in the paired tests.
Okay, okay. The question is very simple. So for example, I am taking the case study. So same case study, this is our pair t-test. Okay, for example, this is pair t-test. So first of all I will create the difference. So difference, how will we create difference? Transform compute variable, and then I will write here difference, and then this minus this one. Okay, so I will get the another column. This is our new column. Now I will check the normality. For this, analyze, descriptive statistics, and explore. I will check normality of this difference, then plots, and then normality plots, and then continue, and finally okay. Now this is our normality, and this normality you can see p value is 0.143. It means our data normal. Yes. Next question.
Sir, one question is that they just want your point of view on it, sir. That in the books, some books say that the chi-square test can be used as a parametric as well as a non-parametric test. Is it correct?
हाँ, देखिए, I told you we should use for categorical data, but if our data is not categorical or continuous data, so we can convert our data. For example, income. Income is ratio scale data. It is continuous data. But if we divide into three categories, it means we should divide into three categories: low income, medium income, and high income. Then we can use chi-square test. But for continuous data, I did not see anywhere to conduct chi-square test. Generally, we use chi-square if we have if our data is continuous, but we will convert it into the non-metric data, and then we will use chi-square test. Yes.
Sir, one question was that there was a question of Dr. Dimple, which you answered in the last session, that online transactions, yeah, selling ke liye 11-point scale data is the best data. But Dimple ji is asking that as a further part of the extension key, if after collecting this data on a 11-point scale, which test is the best suitable to check the perception?
Which test
Is
actually?
best suitable to check the perception of the online sellers. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Actually, generally the perception, because perception, if we want to check the perception, we have some standardized questionnaire for checking perception of seller or buyer. So it is depend on the study ki what is our data, what is our objective. So perception, for if we want to check perception among different age group, then we can use independent ANOVA. If we want to check the perception of male participants and female participants, then we can use independent t-test. If we want to check perception on the basis of education background, then we can use analysis of variance. So these tests depend on our objective. So perception, for checking the perception, so we can check pair t, we can use pair t test also, because we have some perception and expectation. So whatever things we want to check, it is depend on the objectives. So whatever our objectives, on the basis of objectives, we can use appropriate statistical tools and technique. So we can use here multiple regression analysis also, one dependent variable and several independent variables. We can use discriminant analysis also. Outcome variable would be non-metric and all independent variables are metric. So it is depend on the our objective. If we want to compare two groups, we will use independent t-test. If we want to compare more than two groups, we will use ANOVA. If we want to check the impact on particular outcome variable on several independent variables, so we can use multiple regression analysis. Yes.
Okay, sir. Uh, Sir, I think most of the questions have been answered. May I request Rajiv sir to propose a vote of thanks?
Okay.
Rajiv sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a lovely and nice session. So I propose a vote of thanks, soul of my heart, from the two sessions you conduct nicely, and which is you have to discuss regarding the non-parametric test, including you have covered the entire real static data analysis tools. And most of the participants, they have attentive, and maybe they have gathered a lot of information. So thank you, sir. I also thank to Anjali ma'am. Parallelly, most of the time she is present in the session. And I also thanks Purushottam and Amit.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again for being there for us. Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of the session. Ha, Rajiv sir?
Ma'am, there is one announcement for the participant. In a group, we have sent a first test paper today. That is, you have to announce.
Okay, sir. There are a few announcements that we have to make to the participants. Participants, be rest assured that the PPTs and the videos of all these lectures are going to be shared from our side. It will be available to you in the Telegram group as well as through mail. So I request you not to send again and again the request in the chat box for the sharing of the videos and PPTs. Every resource person is generous enough to share their PPTs, and we are definitely going to share. They'll be available to you by this evening. Also, as Rajiv sir has requested me to repeat, the first assessment paper is going to be there for you in the Telegram group. So the time for filling that assessment is, Rajiv sir?
Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, which is not a problem.
By tomorrow you have to fill the assessment and submit it.
So thank you.
Thank you. With this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you, Shailesh sir, once
Thank you,
again
thank
for
you.
being there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you.
everyone.
Now we meet on Monday at 10 o'clock for our first session. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.